Another episode of the Legal Submission. Happy New Year. Happy 2024. Hopefully, this will be your year. In this episode of the Legal Submission, we take a look at a lawsuit filed by Cuban boxer Andy Cruz against his promoters and New Champion Promotions and Matchroom Boxing USA. Now, Andy Cruz had a successful amateur career, and he is coming into the pro ranks with a name for himself, and he started off 2023 with 2 wins. He, however, has filed this lawsuit in U.S. District Court in Northern California in late December of last year because he is claiming that his promoters, New Champion Promotions, is withholding purse money that he earned from his 2 fights this past year. So as the timeline goes here, Andy Cruz claims that New Champion Promotions and him came into an agreement to promote him as a fighter. However, NCP, as we'll call them, did not promote a fight with or for Cruz. So NCP actually came into contact with Matchroom Boxing, Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing, in May 2023, and they executed a boxing promotional agreement at that particular time. Now, Cruz fought twice. Like I said, his last fight, he fought in May and won. He fought in December and won. The December fight was on the Regis Prograis Devin Haney card, and Cruz won. Now, the issue being is that with the first fight, Matchroom Boxing sent the money to NCP instead of directly to Andy Cruz. The issue is that Cruz claims that NCP withheld money from that purse for on behalf of Cruz, claiming that they had a promotional fee. So, according to the complaint, NCP and the president of NCP wrongfully withheld more than $100,000 of the money that NCP was paid by Matchroom. Despite having no contractual basis to do it, NCP claimed that it was entitled to keep 25% of the funds it received from Matchroom. So, actually, in the December 2023 fight, Cruz had given Matchroom Boxing specific instructions on being wired his purse money directly instead of going through NCP. However, according to the complaint, Matchroom sent him a portion of the purse, but not all of the purse, with some of the withholdings, again, going to NCP. So, of course, Cruz is filing for breach of contract, breach of the fiduciary duty on the part of NCP. He also files a lawsuit against Matchroom Boxing because he claims that Matchroom Boxing should be accountable as far as where the money had gone, since he was entitled to that specific money. So it's here Matchroom Boxing is more of a incidental defendant in this lawsuit, simply because the main emphasis is on the fact that NCP is withholding money that Cruz claims is his, whereas and Matchroom Boxing was just the entity that was sending the money, and since they didn't send it to the wrong person, according to Cruz, they were sued. So, violations of the Ali Act is one of the other issues here. And it goes to the old promoter manager firewall part of the Ali Act. What's wrong here is that as NCP is acting as a manager on behalf of Andy Cruz. Now, obviously, there could be a finder's fee or whatnot that they believe they are entitled to. However, there does not seem to be anything in their specific contract as far as about how they were going to be paid from Cruz. So the fact that they claim that they are entitled to 25% could be related to expenses outputted to Cruz beforehand, like they provided him services such as training, travel, food, all of that stuff without Cruz paying for it, and then now they're recouping the money now from Matchroom Boxing for his fights. However, it doesn't. We'll see in the answer if there was any agreement between Cruz and NCP on that behalf. Still, the transactional way that they obtained the money, Matchroom Boxing sending the NCP the money and withholding the money, seems more managerial than promoter-like. And obviously, the Ali Act provides a firewall between fighter, manager, and promoter, because manager and promoter have more of an adversarial nature here. And here we're seeing a little more of a NCP working as a manager on behalf of Cruz, and Matchroom Boxing providing NCP with money. So I'm not sure here if they're going to argue that NCP was a co-promoter with Matchroom Boxing, but there needs to be some sort of accounting as to why and how they were paid out in this particular way. So what happens next? So this lawsuit was filed in December 22nd, 2023. NCP and Matchroom Boxing will have until January 22nd to file an answer or move to dismiss the case. Expect Matchroom Boxing to move to dismiss the case, claiming things such as they didn't know, there was an arrangement already, things of that nature. NCP will most likely claim that there was an agreement between NCP and Andy Cruz, but Cruz didn't understand. Obviously, one of the things that came out in this, not obviously, but one of the things that came out in this lawsuit was that there was a contract in Spanish between NCP and Andy Cruz. So perhaps there was a language barrier. We don't know yet, but this is once again a prime example of how boxers have to navigate treacherous waters in the world of boxing. Now, NCP may have had good intentions here as far as trying to represent Cruz, and they just needed to find bigger fights for Cruz, and that's why they worked with Matchroom Boxing. Did Matchroom Boxing know that NCP was working sort of as a manager? Doesn't matter. It's one of those things in the boxing industry that is a slippery slope. So we'll see what happens. We'll have more of these things coming in the next coming weeks, as well as more on the UFC antitrust lawsuit, as everyone likes. It's Jason Cruz for the Legal Submission. Have a good day, guys.